Next, I'd like to talk a bit about branching. I believe we've already used branching instructions in previous video tutorials, but I'd like to go a little more in depth and talk about the various kinds of branching that you can use. So let me go over here to CBM under assembly files, add a new file. We'll call this greater than. All right, so very first thing, we'll tell it where to start. Of course, star equals 2064, and then generate the syscall. Good to go. La-da-dee, la-dee-da. All right, first thing, I'm just going to print something to the screen real quick. We will make that our heart symbol. In immediate mode, value 83. Okay, and then let's just print that to the screen. Good to go. Tab, end of program. Let's see what we got. There's our heart. Okay. So now what I'd like to do, we're going to do a comparison here between two values. I'm going to load the value to be compared here, value of 10, and then we will compare the X register, load X register, value of 10, compare what's in the X register with the value 11. Okay, there. And then here's the meat of the program. Branch if plus. Branch if the value is positive. If you subtract this from that, and if whatever is left over is positive, then do whatever this says to do, and branch somewhere in the program. I'm going to create a label for that, and I'm going to call that less equal. Less than or equal to. Let me copy that. Okay, here's the end of the program. I can now go down here, and this is where the label bit is going to be, and I will do something there. How about I'm going to colorize my heart with the value of 1 for white, and then store that where my 55296 there. So that should colorize my heart white. So here, return back to wherever the program left off. Return from subroutine. Okay. Now, so if this value is greater than, here, let's make it less than for starters. There, 9. It should branch down to here. Let's see what happens real quick. And our heart is white, so that indicates that this value is less than or equal to. Let's just test that, shall we? Equal to. Equal to. See, no, if I go greater than, nothing will happen, if I'm not mistaken. It will hit that RTS, and it doesn't color the heart. It still prints the heart, but it's no longer colored. Okay, so now, so if this isn't called, uh, nothing happens. Well, let's make a default something happens feature here. I'm going to call this GRTR for greater than, although I'm not going to use the label. That's just a label for my own convenience, really. LDA number 0 for black there. And we'll store it. Oh, I can, was it Control Shift drag this here, and it copies it to the new location. Handy. I like that. Okay, so now if I run that, I get the black heart, indicating that the value is, this value is greater than that value. So essentially, the default is greater than if this value is greater than. You see, it just keeps going from here on down until it hits the return from subroutine. Okay, so now let's beef this up a little bit here. I will, just to mess around, let's make this a little more attractive. I'm going to make the background black here. Load a value of 0. Store that at 532.815.3281. That should set my background black, and I'm going to make my text white by storing that in 646. Okay. And then at the beginning of the program, I'm going to get rid of all of the stuff that's on the screen by calling a clear screen command 58692. 58692, which is of course the same as $E544 here. There. Clear screen. E544 in hexadecimal. Okay. So now I have a black screen, so a black heart will not be visible on there. What I'm going to do now down here is use the text feature that I showed you a little earlier instead of printing a heart. So let me just get rid of this heart there. Now I'm heartless, and I'm going to keep that RTS, but here, let's say load the least significant bit text greater. Go to label, copy that, next line, load Y with the most significant bit there, and then let's define our text bit here, text greater, copy that down here. We've done this before, text greater than, and then we want to terminate it. Oops. Go to the end of the line, terminate that with a byte of nothingness. Okay, an empty byte. Okay, same thing down here. Copy all this. I'm going to, again, keep the RTS bit, paste, and let's see, so the RTS is no longer at the end of the program. It will print the text. Here, I'm actually jumping out of this, grabbing this, and then heading back, and then ending the program there, you see. Okay, let's do text less, like that. Copy that, paste it over that, paste it over that. and less than. That should be quite pretty now. Okay, I get the black screen, I get the text, but nothing is printing out. Branch if less than equal, text less, text less than, byte 0. I didn't, again, same mistake I made last time. I didn't call print line after I did the text. So that is, let's see. So print line, of course, is, it was AB1LE, AB1E, not, it looks like able. So that would be not return from subroutine, jump to subroutine, dollar $A, B, 1, E. Okay. Now here, we're going to be using this more than once in the program, so I'm going to do something a little bit different here. Let me copy this, or cut it, actually. Uh, Same thing for our purposes. Here, I'm going to declare a constant. Print line of text equals this value there. So now I have stored this value in a variable and it never changes, so it's a constant there. So now I can Control Shift drag that down here. Let me just copy that entire line, I guess. Here, copy that, and here, print. Okay, so now let's see what we got. Greater than. So this value is greater than that value, right? So now if I put a 9 here, less than, right? Technically, if it's not greater than, it's less than or equal to. Yes, so now if I put a 10 in here, run it again, less than or equal. See? So there, that is greater than is the default, less than or equal is is the branch. We'll skip over the default of greater than and go straight to less than and equal and terminate the program here. You see. Let's see. So I don't need that bit, right? Just verify. Just a mild error, nothing of consequence. There. The byte 0 already causes it to return from the subroutine, so I guess it's being ignored. Didn't create any errors or anything, but just to be meticulous. So there. Now here, if you want it, instead of defaulting to greater than, you want it to default to less than or equal to and branch over to greater than, you know, like this. Cut that there, put that down there for whatever purposes. Then and you want the opposite result, right? So let me change that to something that's not equal. Then all you'd have to do now is switch these two values, 9 and 10, and now you would get the opposite result. You know, you're subtracting the subtract number from the previous number instead of the other way around, and now it will branch to here instead, like that, you see. So you can do it either way, depending on what's convenient for the flow of your program. Let me just back out to where we were. There. Program restored to normal. There, we've used our first constant, and reused it a couple of times. The What does it say? 43806. I could put 43806 there as well in decimal, and it does the same thing. Okay, that is branch plus. Branch if the comparison between these is positive. Got it? Good.